Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are and whenever you are watching this video. Welcome once again to this new moon meditation, this time for the new moon in Sagittarius that is happening tonight on the 13th of December at midnight, 32 minutes past midnight, Paris time. As you can see, this video is being recorded. I'm recording it a little bit ahead of our usual meeting because I don't have the necessary conditions to do a proper live transmission tonight. So I'm recording it a little bit ahead. I hope you enjoy it. And of course, your comments, your questions are always welcome in the comments section of this video. Okay, so let's take a moment to center ourselves and receive the information from this new moon. And beyond time and space, let's connect with each other and acknowledge our presence here together. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So let's look at this new moon. First of all, let's remember where we are coming from in terms of the moon cycles. So we're coming from a full moon in Gemini, if you remember, which brought to us aspects of ourselves that weren't completely visible or within reach of our consciousness. So the last time we met, we worked on acknowledging those aspects and finding the divine fire and the divine spark within to transmute them, but also to create from the highest vibrational state possible. I mean by that, from our divine essence, our divine fire. So we are with this moon in Sagittarius. If you remember, Sagittarius was very present 2 weeks ago. And of course, today, because this new moon is happening in Sagittarius, it's going to be very prominent as well. So let's see what's happening for this new moon. So remember, a new moon is when the sun and moon are together in the sky, and tonight they will be together at 20 degrees and 40 minutes of Sagittarius. As I said, it happens at 32 past midnight Paris time, and it is the fourth new moon that is happening at a degree between 20 or 21 degrees of its sign. There will be another 3 happening at that degree. In tarot, the classical tarot of Marseille, it's very interesting to look at what those numbers mean, 20 and 21. Number 20, the card number 20 is the judgment. And its key concept, its key message is about man that returns to the divine world, the place where he came from. And if you've been following these meditations, you can see that we've been working on that over the past few cycles. The card number 21 is the Fool. The Fool is the man that has reached unity consciousness and has become one with the divine fire, with Christ consciousness, one with life. And the Fool is also the man that loses his balance when he does not recognize the divine law, where he does not know how to connect both to the divine and to material, to the matter. And because of that, he loses his balance. So it indicates a level of consciousness and its impact on our own balance and equilibrium within and with the world. We'll see a little bit later how that is very present in the information from the moon tonight. A little reminder, a new moon is the perfect moment to plant a seed. to seed an intention and to start something new. You can check where 20 degrees of Sagittarius falls in your chart, and that will give you an idea of the area of your life that is being particularly impacted or activated by this new moon. Okay, so what is the meaning of this new moon at 20 degrees 40 of Sagittarius? One of the key messages is to connect to our inner wisdom. And we'll see why. Let's look at the archetype of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac. It's the archetype of expansion, freedom, exploration, enthusiasm, positivity, optimism. It's the spiritual aspect of the Trinity of Fire. Aries being the physical aspect, and Leo being the emotional or soul aspect of that Trinity. Together, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, they form the trine flame that we worked with a little bit at the last full moon. It's also the wisdom aspect of that Trinity. Sagittarius, huh? And the mantra of Sagittarius is I see. It's connected to the third eye. So it has this ability to see far ahead, to see beyond appearances, and to have clear vision. That's one of the attributes of Sagittarius. So this new moon sitting in the sign is inviting us to connect to our highest spirit, to our goal as a soul. This is a great time to connect to our inner guidance, to meditate, to ask questions that will put you on your soul path, especially if you feel you need guidance in that respect. It's really connecting us to our sacred fire, our divine fire, our highest purpose. And for that, we have the help of Mars that is connecting this conjunct to the sun and moon. And Mars brings the will, the strength, the impulse to make that connection, to take that moment to meditate, to breathe, to find the time for that spiritual practice that will plug you in, that will connect you to your inner wisdom. We also have the help of Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces, and that connects us with our intuition, with the subtle worlds, and the connectedness with others to unity consciousness. Neptune is a very subtle energy. It's really like super fine. It's really high vibrational, if I may say. It's really about subtlety. So it's wonderful to connect to the inner wisdom, to the divine part within us, to the most subtle worlds that we have a connection with, but sometimes we don't find the path to connect with. So these aspects are combining with each other, and they reinforce the invitation to connect to our inner truth, our inner wisdom, not only to navigate our life, but also to create our reality. So it's a beautiful, very nice, very, very sweet, very, very subtle energy that we are being surrounded with. The second key information of this new moon comes from Chiron and the North Node, both connecting to the sun and moon. Chiron, you know, is the wounded healer. It's actually retrograde at the moment. And the North Node indicates our soul purpose for this incarnation. And they're both connecting in a very positive and active way to the moon and the sun. What they are doing there is that they are supporting us to let go of our wounds, our trauma, and they urge us to look ahead, to look in front of us. Yes, of course, we can always heal by looking at our wounds, by going deep, by trying to understand, to transmute, to resignify, etc., to heal. But we also have the choice to drop the pattern, to change vibration, to go to the next level of vibration that will make that trauma or that wound, it will just fall. It will just drop that pattern. Those behaviors will just disappear because we have moved to a different state of mind and a state of being. So healing can also happen by changing vibration, which dissolves anything that we don't need in that next chapter of our lives. Of course, we always have the choice to go deep and work on wounds and trauma, and sometimes it's necessary, but we don't always have to do it that way. One way is also to just let go of these things. And here, Chiron and the North Node are inviting us to that way of healing. We also have another important piece of information here with Jupiter in Taurus that is squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So we're dealing here with matter, with materializing this divine wisdom that we have within to act. This is an invitation to act in matter, and we'll see exactly how. So Jupiter is the great benevolent. It's also the ruler of Sagittarius, which is why we're looking at it today. It's still in Taurus. It has been for a moment, and it will still be there until next year. And it's still squaring Pluto. Pluto is the renewer, and it's sitting in Capricorn, the place where the place of the sign of structures, of patterns, of frameworks, whatever gives structure to our lives. And we also have Uranus, the awakener, connecting also to Pluto. So with these planets connecting with each other, we are still being invited to deconstruct the structures, Pluto in Capricorn, that are no longer supporting us in the next phase of our lives. And we are being invited to expand that and expand our new structure, expand our new ways to act, and to connect with reality and to create reality from that new level of consciousness. And that's the presence in Taurus of Jupiter. We also have Mercury that is stationary retrograde. It goes retrograde tomorrow on the 13th. Mercury that is connecting to Jupiter. And that brings the visions about how we materialize that new reality that we are downloading from this new level of consciousness. So we've got a lot of help to envision that new reality that we want to create from that other vibrational state and to bring it into matter in Taurus. And this is where we find the connection with the tarot cards of number 20 and 21, the Judgment and the Fool. It speaks about connecting to the divine for the Judgment, and for the Fool, 21, about bringing it into matter. We might be seen as fools because the majority maybe doesn't yet understand the level of awareness we're operating from. Or we might find ourselves in complete imbalance because we haven't fully connected to our divine spark or our inspiration. Or maybe we haven't brought that into matter yet. But the energies that we have available here are really a great help to do that, to connect and bring it into reality, into matter. To help us more, we have Vulcan. Vulcan is a Greek god. He made jewelry and forged swords and armors for the gods from the fire. And his message is, he's telling us that with work and dedication, we can create a new equilibrium between the spiritual and the material. So we have that energy available to do that. Vulcan is sitting next to, I'm going to tell you, to the sun and moon. So it's really in the center of the action of this new moon. So we have that help to create, forge new realities. We got to work. That's what Vulcan says to us. It requires the work, but we have the help to do that work. So if you have an idea that you want to bring into matter, some great desire that you want to manifest, this is the moment to make that first step. Perhaps you're scared, perhaps you're not sure whether it's going to be a success or not, but at least you can see that now. There's a lot of help to do that, especially if it's aligning with your deepest desire, with your soul purpose, with your soul desire, something that really brings joy to you. This is where the divine lies, in the joy of your inspiration, in the joy of your actions. And we have a lot of support to bring that to fruition. So not only we have a lot of energy to connect to our inspiration, to our divine part, to our soul purpose, but we also have a lot of energy connecting us to materialization, to matter, to bringing those things into our reality. All right. So in summary, as you can see, we continue to connect to our divine fire and to the subtle realities to find inspiration, to find our truth, and to bring that into the reality that we're experiencing every day. And remember, I think it was at the last time, or maybe a couple of times before, we are heading towards a time of concentrating on manifesting, on materializing our visions, our purpose, the truth that we are inspired to follow. And we're starting to connect more and more to that level of connectedness to earth, to material things. As we are moving away from, not moving away really, but the energies have been so far very focused on creating that connection with ourselves, with our deeper truth, with our soul purpose. And it's like we're coming to, let's say, the end of this work to move into the materialization of that, which will happen even more over the next few months. Especially as in January, more planets will move direct, especially two big planets, Pluto on the 20th, which will be moving forward and entering Aquarius temporarily, but for many months, and Uranus on the 27th of January will be moving forward. We already have Saturn and Neptune that are already moving forward direct. All right, so we'll be in full actualization mode, action mode. So this is the great time to strengthen and train this connection with ourselves, with our divinity. You call it whatever you feel like calling it, with our sacredness, with our soul, our inner guidance. And this is also a great time to learn how to be constantly plugged in, so that you have and that you are that permanent link between heaven and earth. There's a bird that just sat over there. Yes, and to be constantly plugged in. And in terms of personal practice, to train yourself to do that, this is a great time to create a daily routine. This is what Vulcan will help us do as well, is to work on that. So if you create a daily routine of meditation, of breathing, of whatever practice that connects you to your inner truth, it can be art, it can be walking, it can be going to nature, but something that is regular enough and constant enough to inscribe that connection, so that you are connected to that part of yourself without having to think about it. So it's completely anchored in your daily life. So today, to integrate all this information, we're going to be working with our Merkaba. We're going to be working with our connection to the Trine Flame, which is the part of the Merkaba, the tetrahedron, that brings heaven to earth. So let's go. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm going to share the music. Take your posture. Make sure your spine is straight and elongated and erect. And slowly start breathing through your nose. Close your eyes. And breathe gently and softly through your nose. Inhale and exhale. And place your attention on your feet. Relax your feet, your ankles, your legs, your knees. Relax your thighs, your hips, your lower belly, your lower back. Relax your stomach. Relax the middle of your back, your chest, and your upper back. Place your attention on your hands and relax your fingers, the palm of your hands, the back of your hands. Relax your forearms and your upper arms, and relax your shoulders. Let go of any tensions that might still be sitting in your shoulders. You need to take a deep inhale and a deep exhale through your mouth. And come back to breathing through your nose. And relax your neck, the back of your neck, the sides and your throat. Relax your face, your chin, your jaws, your mouth, your tongue. Relax your cheeks, your cheekbones. Relax your ears. Relax your nose and your nostrils. Relax your entire head. The back of your head. The top of your head. And finally, relax your eyes, your eyebrows, and your forehead. And bring back your attention on your breath. Feeling the air coming in and coming out through your nose. And as you breathe in and breathe out, I start to feel my column of air that goes from my perineum to my crown. With each breath, I feel it more clearly. With each breath, I feel my axis clear, firm, and I connect with that column of air. I now see, feel, imagine a bright light hovering above my head. I keep that there, and I go to the lower part of my column of air, and I breathe in energy from Earth, and I exhale that energy into my entire body. I breathe in that light into my column of air from my crown, and I exhale it in my entire body. Once again, I breathe in from below my perineum, earth energy, and I exhale it into my entire body. And once again, I inhale that white light into my column of air, and I exhale that in my entire body. One more time. I breathe in earth, exhale it in my body, and I breathe in that white light. And exhale it in my body. And as I feel my body completely straight, deeply connected with earth and with sky, I connect to my heart. This is the center of love, the center of my connection to all that is in this reality and across realities. I place my hands on my heart, and I see a bright spark. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And that spark in my heart turns into a flame, bright and warm. From that point, I feel a love that has no conditions or limits for all that is, including myself. I understand that I am one with all that is. And I become aware that any thoughts, any actions or feelings affect all that exists in the visible and the invisible. Like a wave in the ocean, I am one with the ocean of consciousness, and my own movements shape the ocean and give it form. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I am love. And I understand that it's love that connects all that exists, all that is, in all planes. With my hands still in my heart, I place my consciousness on my right shoulder, and I see a spark hovering above my shoulder. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and I see that spark light up into a bright flame. And I understand that this flame brings me the determination and the impulse to act on my inspiration and to bring to reality my desires and all that my imagination designs. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I am will. And I understand that will is what gives me the impulse to walk my path. And I put my attention on my left shoulder, and I see a spark. And with a deep breath in and a deep breath out, I ignite that spark into a warm flame. I understand that this flame holds the wisdom that I have accumulated through all my experiences, as well as the wisdom that lies within, waiting to be awakened. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I am wisdom. And I understand that wisdom is what nurtures every step that I take on my path. I bring the flames on my right shoulder and on my left shoulder into my heart, and I see them intertwine. And I understand that those three flames are the fire of the I Am presence, lighting up my way, guided by love, will, and wisdom, allowing me to see clearly my path, but also shining light around me for those who might want it or need it. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I bring that fire to each of my energy centers. I bring it to my crown, the seat of my divinity, wisdom, and inspiration. And I bring that fire to my third eye, the center of vision, thought, and purpose. And I bring that fire to my throat, the center of truth, expression, coherence, and growth. And I bring that fire back to my heart, the center of love, balance, and presence. And I bring that fire to my plexus, the center of joy and connection to others. And I bring that fire to my sacral, the center of creation and of the energy force that nourishes my entire being. And I bring that fire to my genitals in my root chakra, the center of my vitality, my connection to matter, and to my origins. And I bring back my hands to my heart and expand that fire into my toroidal field. With each breath, I feel this scintillating warm light surrounding me and filling up my field. And I activate with the sound ah. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I am the divine spark that impulses me to walk my path. I am the light that shows the way. I am the warmth that instills wisdom in my actions. I am inspiration transformed into action. I am the sacred threefold flame. I am. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I bring that energy into my entire body by massaging, caressing my body from my feet to my head, from my head to my toes. And when I'm ready, I can open my eyes and come back here and now. Thank you once again for being here. And before I say goodbye, I would like to read to you the message from Inner Earth that I forgot to share before. Today, this is the additional information that we have. It comes from Amhaj, which is one of the great masters, also known as El Moria. And let me take a moment to read the message he has for us. Amhaj, previously known as El Moria, he is the guardian of the blue ray of truth and regent of one of the inner earth centers called Aurora. He incarnated on earth during key periods where he held major roles in the liberation of consciousness, of higher consciousness, in particular during the fall of Atlantida, where El Moria established the civilization of Mesopotamians. His work consists in liberating humans from its personal will and to guide him towards the superior will, so that a unified planetary consciousness can emerge. He pushes people to use divine will rather than the lower will, and works towards the liberation of the human from his own mental prison. He helps all living beings on earth during these great times of change. The center of Aurora that he heads has the purpose of helping humanity to enter a new dawn of incarnated life to be experienced. His purpose is to conduct the transformation of Earth and to bring it to fruition and to unify the center with the surface. His key message is become, I don't know the word, become the fertile earth of truth by opening your heart to superior realities. I think it's a beautiful message for this moon. Let me show you the card again. You can see here the light coming from a very, very bright sun. And all those birds escaping their prison, the mental prisons that were mentioned earlier, so that they can fly free and connect with that light. That's it for me today. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful new moon. Ciao, ciao.